What's up, everybody? Good morning. Today I wanted to do another unfiltered rant. I get a lot of comments because I got married here in Colombia, and I only came here for the women, and that I wasn't able to pull anything back in the States. And I'm sure like you see these comments a lot, and while I think that's true for a lot of people, I didn't struggle so much in the States, I guess, finding women. And as someone who's like really conservative, I believe in strong masculine values. Standing up for traditional values in the States right now is so lost that I just felt out of place. Colombia isn't necessarily 100% better. I made a lot of comments about this in the past, but pretty much all this like woke BS stuff is happening within the youth as well. So I have my enemies here. It's not like Colombia is perfect. But in general, there are a lot of things about Colombia that I personally found myself liking. I found a community that fit my values personally, that the man needs to be a man, the woman needs to be a woman. Man needs to be the sole provider of the house, woman needs to be at home with the kids. The reason I want the woman to be in the house is because I want my kids to be raised by my woman. I'm not saying that I want her to always be in the house for control. I'm saying that I respect what women do so much. What women do is literally a miracle. I respect her being a mother, and I want her to focus on that solely. So I'm gonna be out there making all the money that we need for the family. But society has twisted that and to say that, oh, you only want to control your woman. So that leads me to my first point about this whole like reversal of values and woke culture going on in the States. All bad values that will destroy families, for example, sexual promiscuity, open relationships, men not being responsible, or women being extremely masculine, being very disagreeable, trying to do what men do. Feminism has taken such a heavy control of the US and Western culture. Women want to be equal, they want to do all these things 50-50, but a lot of it doesn't make sense because they also expect the man to pay. They want 50-50 when it suits them, but as soon as it comes to stuff like the draft, like making it 50-50 in jobs like picking up the trash or climbing light poles, really demanding jobs to keep the world running, no, all of a sudden they don't want equality for that. I can't fucking make an OnlyFans and show my feet and make $100,000 a month because I'm a guy, I have to go out and actually work for my stuff. Whereas women take advantage of sexuality all the time, and that's totally okay because that's equality or whatever, that's female empowerment. I think men should be the ones out there making more money, not because I think men deserve to earn more, but I think it's men's responsibility to earn enough to raise the family, because women were designed to have babies, and raising a kid is literally a full-time job and a half. So why am I gonna force my wife to also work and then pay somebody else to raise my kids? Like, how does that make any sense? But the world has flipped that to say that, oh no, you as a woman, you're oppressed because you're not making as much money as the men. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm out here working my ass off, pushing myself over hours and hours to open this business, to work my butt off so I can provide for my family. And now this society and feminist woke bullshit is trying to tell me that me as a guy, I'm the bad guy. Me trying to make more money for my family, no, I'm the bad guy. You as a woman, you need to focus on your career, you need to focus on the bag. And look, it's what's going on right now, man. Families are more destroyed more than ever. Women are choosing to break up their homes and leave and divorce their families. Divorce rate, like 70% of divorces are caused by women. Nobody wants to get married anymore, nobody wants to have kids anymore, and I just hate living in a society that pushes these stupid ass values. Colombia is pretty much everything that's happening in the States, but 10 years behind. So this whole entire push with like no family, no kids or anything, people that are like my age, 27 and younger, believe this BS. I had to marry older. My wife is 34. And her generations are a little more traditional still, so they still kind of believe in those values. But man, it's coming. We talk about it in partners ministry all the time. The whole entire attack against the family, attack against a masculine image, all that's happening here in Colombia too. I want to get rid of that idea that if you go to another country, it'll necessarily be better. That's kind of true and kind of not. When I was back at home and when I was traveling Europe, I was able to hook up with a lot of girls, but that didn't fulfill me, Worldly culture right now, Western culture tells us that that's okay. We're just gonna go do sex first. It doesn't really matter about relationship, figure out relationship later. It's all about sex. The whole entire society is sexualized. That's a huge problem here in Colombia too. And that's why there's so many broken families, so many kids being born out of wedlock. But when I came to Colombia, I noticed that even though there's a bunch of these problems, there's still a community of traditional minded people in the religious community, because the Catholic values, and I'm in a Christian church, are still pretty strong here, These values are being taken away from the world right now, and honestly, man, it's just very, very sad to see happening. I've always talked about like the importance of family, the importance of loyalty, the importance of marriage, the importance of all these things, right? And people take what I say and they, just because I'm religious, they flip it because it's like, oh no, he's sexist, he's homophobic, he's a bigot. Insert X, Y, and Z without actually realizing or attacking my points. Another thing I found very frustrating is how there seems to be such an attack on the masculine image. If you look at any media nowadays, it always paints men in like the worst light possible. We're always the aggressors. It's always the men that are either the bad guy or extremely incompetent. And the women are always like the sound head. The women are the most competent people. I don't know why. Every time I see American men, I just see such a feminizing of American men. You can even see it in the way they talk. Every time I meet people from the States or Western men nowadays, it feels like they just talk so soft. They're all so feminine. I don't know if it's because of the food. I don't know if it's because of the culture. It's like, it could be a lot of things. Something that I like here in Colombia is that masculinity is still alive. I'm not saying that being masculine doesn't have its problems, but at least here, I don't feel like I have to fight for my values, you know? Like, I'm the kind of person where, okay, yes, I have very strong religious values, but I'm not gonna try to like argue with you or try to convince you of anything, right? I'm gonna live my life, and then you can live your life, and yeah, that's it, you know? I'm gonna focus on my own things. But I feel like in the States right now, it's crazy. I had this realization. It's a lot easier to come out as gay, and you're gonna be celebrated for that. But as soon as you say that you're a Christian, you're like, oh my God, how can you be a Christian? No way, so that means you're a bigot, means you're a homophobe, you're X, Y, and Z. And I'm just like, damn, what kind of world do we live in nowadays? Where just saying the fact that you're religious is like, people look at you and people don't even want to associate with you anymore. I did a collaboration with another YouTuber, and this guy who, I think he's left comments on my channel, I've blocked him. And he had to leave this channel on my friend's YouTube because I had to tell her that I'm dangerous, that I'm a bad person, that I shouldn't do anything with me because, you know, he disagreed with my ideas. And that's what really makes me sad in the States, and why one of the reasons why I had to leave is because nobody wants to stick up for truth anymore. And we're seeing it everywhere, right? Just the simple fact that a boy's a boy and a girl's a girl. That's even being twisted in the fucking sciences, dude. And science is supposed to be like facts and everything, but in biology and social sciences and everything, like that, we can't even discuss that. That's like a controversial fact now too. And I'm like, what the fuck? If we can't even agree on what a boy is and what a girl is, what kind of world that we live in? Like, how are we gonna be able to talk about anything, talk about truth anymore? In the States, we're just living in a culture, in a bubble culture, where you can't say anything about anybody. You have to accept everything. And I'm just like, okay, if you accept everything, then you stand for nothing. And nobody has any backbone anymore. Men in the States are just such cowards. Men are not men anymore. So women are a lot less happy. So women feel like they have to be in charge. If you talk to most women, they're gonna tell you that, okay, no, I want the men to pay most of the bills. I want the men to be taller than me. I want the men to protect me. But then it's totally contradictory to all these feminist woke BS ideals that we're pushing on society right now. I feel like all the laws in the States are just against men. Like when women talk about equality or how men control the world, I'm like, I can't think of a right that men have that women don't have. But women have so many more rights than we do, you know? And women usually get favored. They always get seen as a victim. You know, they always get preferential treatment. Divorce laws are always in the favor of women. If you look at the whole thing that happened with the Jada and Will situation, right? There's a bunch of like abuse and weird shit going on. If the guy was doing that to the girl, people would lose their mind. But like with Amber Heard and Jada Smith, there's still a lot of people that are supporting these women too. And it feels like we can't say anything negative about women, but it's totally acceptable to talk down the men. From a religious standpoint, I feel like Jesus got to be coming soon, man, because, you know, we've just completely thrown our values out the window and the world is so messed up right now. But yeah, thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye.